a whole lot of attention around the coin Shiba Inu, and the reason for that obviously has been it received a lot of attention after Elon Musk posted a picture of his dog, a Shiba Inu dog. Shiba Inu itself is a cryptocurrency that was designed to be a more potentially functional version than Dogecoin. Dogecoin, of course, created as a joke that ended up turning viral. Now has a really loyal fan base, a big fan of the movement, but Dogecoin is built on the Bitcoin network, and Shiba Inu's developers thought, hey, let's create Shiba Inu on the Ethereum network, which might make it easier to do things like NFTs, transactions, and potentially do things quickly and more efficiently. Well, I had a pretty bad experience with Shiba Inu when they announced their NFTs and finally opened up their website for allowing individuals to buy NFTs. NFTs are, of course, non-fungible tokens. They are, in most cases, not always, but more recently, they're pictures of sort of digital artwork. Of course, NFTs can be other things as well, like videos or rights to credits in the music industry. There's so many cool things you can do with NFTs and cryptocurrencies. But this video isn't about that. This video is about kind of the disaster of, in my opinion, the Shiba Inu NFT launch and kind of what's come out of it and my experience going through it. So I'm going to keep it nice and short so we don't spend too much time on it. But basically, this was a recording I did here of around 2:57 p.m. California time on October 14th. You can see at this time when I started the recording here, there were out of the first 10,000 Shiba Inu NFTs or Shiboshis that were going to get minted, 6,500 had already been minted. All 10,000 were minted in the first 35 minutes, which was really celebrated by this Shiba Inu community. But the problem was the massive frustrations for most people, including people like me, to actually get the software to work. So if I play this back here and we scroll around a little bit, this kind of just documents the 35 minutes of me trying to go through the Shiboshi website. And some of the issues that I ran into were actually getting coins. So the first thing that I thought that I could do is go from Ethereum directly into Leash, which is a derivative token off of Shiba Inu. And unfortunately, the website would not allow you to go from ETH, directly to Leash. So what I ended up having to do was I ended up having to go from Ethereum to Shiba. And then after going, see, I kept getting these sort of failed notifications over here, unfortunately. I had to end up going, instead of directly from ETH to Leash, basically from ETH to Shiba, and then from Shiba to Leash. And then with Leash, I could try to buy some of the minting of these NFTs, essentially. And so I tried this for a solid and frustrating about 35 minutes, paying a whole lot of gas fees, trying to get my ETH into Leash, which again, I had to go from Shiba to Leash to actually make it happen. After finally getting a balance of Leash, probably took about 10 minutes to actually get some Leash, I was able to put in transactions to approve buying some of the Shiboshis. So that way, if I put in, hey, look, I've got 6 Leash, I want to buy Shiboshis with this, I should be able to get, you'd think, at least 1 Shiboshi, right? And one thing that was kind of cool about the way they set this up was that, hey, the earlier you were, the more you'd kind of have built-in price appreciation. See, if you got a Shiboshi between number 0 and 2,999, you would get a Shiboshi at a cost of 0.1 Ethereum, in a Leash equivalent number here. If you got it between 3,000 and 8,999, the equivalent cost would be about 0.2 ETH, and then it would go to about 0.3 ETH towards the end here. So the idea was they were trying to build in some exclusivity into these NFTs. They were trying to build in some forced price appreciation up front. But unfortunately, what ended up happening was a complete disaster. And after me trying for about 35 minutes, despite being in while only about half of these had actually been minted, I'll show you my MetaMask and show you what ended up actually happening. So let's take a look at this. We'll go over to a live browser right now. This is no longer the video here. I'm going to just hide myself for a moment. So this is my MetaMask right here, and you can see these transactions here, starting here, we'll just view more, starting at the bottom. These failed transactions here were when I was trying to exchange Ethereum for Leash directly, so those failed. did end up finally being able to swap my Ethereum for Shiba, and then going from Shiba to Leash, we're able to do that. But then when it came time to mint my NFT, my first minting failed, and then I had a total of 3 more minting attempts that failed, and by the time all of these failed, all 10,000 had unfortunately been minted. And then, after getting frustrated and kind of walking away from the computer for a while and coming back, I came back and realized, wait, now I have Leash. I don't really want Leash. Like, the utility of Leash right now is for me to be able to buy these NFTs. So let me convert my Leash back to Shiba and then back to Ethereum. Well, the bummer that ended up coming out of this was, if you jump over here and you take a look at the price of Leash, take a look at what happened over the last week here. Yeah, this right here was around that 2:30 to 3 o'clock time frame right here, where the price of Leash went up to almost, actually it did touch for a moment there, $3,000 a coin. They're $29.58-ish. This is a sort of a peak that it hit. And as soon as the NFT sale was over, and this makes sense, this was predictable, the price of Leash absolutely plummeted relative to the US dollar and relative to Ethereum. So I should have really dumped my Leash as soon as these minting processes failed, just like everybody else did. But unfortunately, I didn't until my Leash came down to about $2,000 per coin. So at the end of all of that drama, I ended up with 0 Shiboshi NFTs and a really bad taste in my mouth for the Shiba Inu NFT process. Kind of feel ripped off. But wait a minute. Did the Shiboshis actually go up in value, and how much money did this whole experiment that clearly failed cost me? Well, let's start with that, and let's see if Shiboshis are actually worth anything. So I did end up getting 2 Ethereum through over into Leash, and then 5 Ethereum in. Unfortunately, I didn't walk away with that much. I put in 7 Ethereum, and I only got back 3.4. So if we look up the price on CoinMarketCap right now of Ethereum, I lost 3.6 worth of Ethereum at 38.27. That's today's price. I lost $13,777 trying to make this happen. Part of this has to do with the fact that the gas fees during this like crazy period of time were insanely expensive. Oh, by the way, quick note, if you want to make up to $250 potentially in free money by transferring money over to BlockFi with cryptocurrency, or get their cryptocurrency credit card, go to MetKevim.com/BF. That's MetKevim.com/BF, and you can get up to $250 for free by transferring cryptocurrency over to BlockFi. And this is one of the places that I would just like to mention that there's a reason 40% of my crypto holdings are in Cardano, because the gas fees are way, way, way lower. They also just had an NFT launch that I didn't participate in. They had their first set of NFTs since now they finally introduced smart contracts. But the gas fees on the Ethereum network are absolutely toxic. They're horrible. And even though I lost $13,700, it's just worth taking a look at some of these transaction fees. So when I got my first 2 Ethereum transferred to Shiba, it cost me $485. When let's see here, which other transaction? So that was $485. Let's see, here's a swap. This swap cost me $396. This cost me $149 just to speed up the transaction, because if you wanted to participate, you may as well have increased your priority and your speed. Here's another $110 for priority. Here's a swap of 5 tokens for $256. Here's oh yeah, look at this. Here's a minting the NFTs that would have cost $1,433 in gas fees. Now, this actually, for some reason, says that it looks like the minting process started here. And so I'm not sure if I was actually charged this $1,433. It looks like I was charged $1,433, but the minting process ended up failing anyway. And the failed transaction here is showing as $71.37. So, yeah, I think I have to get to the bottom of it if I actually got charged these fees. I'm just kind of more net looking at this as like, wow, I lost $13,777 by trying to be early. And based on the minting process, I should have at least gotten something. But I didn't, so definitely frustrated. It was a very good learning experience, but this is just an example of what you could have gotten. This is an NFT. I actually think this one's really cool. It's sort of the Batman and no FUD as the image here. This person got theirs minted and transferred to them for the equivalent cost of 0.005. And now they've thrown it up on OpenSea over here to try to sell it for 300 Ethereum. I mean, I doubt they're going to get it. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near that, and I specifically doubt that because when I go over here to look at recently sold, if I remove the buy now and I just pull recently sold, these are the recently sold ones, and you can see some of these Shiboshis, like here's one that sold for 0.015. Here's one that got 0.08, and somebody now wants to sell it for 0.12. So this one, you can see here, sold. It was minted and then transferred, and then this person, let's see here, from the null to this person, Shiboshij with a Z, and this person then sold it for a cost of 0.08, just actually 4 hours ago. So times about 30, 38, 28, where we sit right now. Sold for about $306. It is available as a buy it now right now for $460. So let's see. I mean, that's, I think, feel like one of the only ones that I've actually seen here sell for some form of actual value. Other ones here have transferred, but for really, really nominal figures. Looks like maybe if you have a good one, you'd maybe be able to get $100, a couple $100 from it. Here's one that looks like it's listed for 0.03, Breathing Fire. That's the equivalent of about $115. But I mean, look at this, 2 views. You know, like, not many people seem to be very, very excited about this listing here. 17 owners have listed product on this resale website here, 409 items. And if we go to activity, you can kind of get an idea here of sort of the 90-day average price sets here. And what we're really seeing here are really transactions of anywhere between $20, $38, $300. Pretty low. I mean, it looks like some people were able to make a few bucks. See, here's somebody who was able to sell one for $268, $57, and so on and so forth. Not bad. Here's number 1. That's actually kind of neat. Look at this. This is the very first one, apparently, that was minted. It only has 25 views on OpenSea right here. And if you wanted to buy this right now, you could buy it for $3,877, and you would have the number 1 Shiboshi. So, I mean, who knows? You can always go in here and make an offer on it and try to get it for substantially less. There we go. I'm going to make this person an offer, a 3-day offer of $422 even. So let's go ahead and make that offer. And there we go. We are going to sign this transaction to authorize it. There we go. And oh my gosh. Looks like in order to make my offer, I actually have to deposit this particular amount of ETH into Polygon. I won't have to pay a transaction fee again for future Polygon purchases. So I guess if I convert this, now I have to pay about a $30 gas fee and wait for the transaction to go through. Jeez, man. Okay, so the gas fee just went up to $33 because I didn't push the button fast enough. So, whatever, I guess I'll go ahead and confirm this deposit of Ethereum into Polygon. Alright, let's try to run that transaction through again since it did go through as successful. Let's make that $420 offer for the first Shiboshi. Make offer here. Right, my deposit may take up to 45 minutes to go through even though the transaction showing is complete. Well, I kind of feel discouraged from even making this offer. Because then, yeah, alright. So anyway, yeah, this is the madness that is Ethereum. I am unfortunately, and well, also in some sense, Shiboshi, obviously, and Shiba Inu. I think there's a lot of work to do for this kind of stuff to go mainstream. But, hey, if you want to lose $13,777 really fast, consider trying to get into a race to get yourself some NFTs. And make sure you spend lots of money on gas fees. And then when the currency that you converted your Ethereum into plummets, make sure to sell quickly. Because it's just going to keep going down. So yeah, there you have it. I'm gonna go now because I'm sad, and I'm probably gonna go have a beer. Okay, goodbye everyone. Appreciate you. Good night.